Online games have become a staple in the gaming industry, providing players with the opportunity to compete with others throughout the world. But this is stopped by one thing: latency. Basically the delay between the server and the client. This was stopping us from interacting in real time, ruining our experiences and destroying our fun. We needed to fix this, so we invented time travel. Just let me explain. Okay, so have you ever been playing an FPS game and you get behind cover and you've been behind the cover for a second but you're still getting hit? This is actually due to latency. There is a delay between what you're seeing when you shoot and when the server receives those commands. This causes you to basically miss every shot. So developers use time travel or collider rollback to solve this. Let's get into it. In most FPS games, there is a tick system. We can use this to collect all the players' positions every tick. There is usually 64 ticks a second, but in some games it can be 128. When the player fires their gun, we get the tick in which they shot it, and rewind all the player positions to where they were during that tick. This is how players are shooting you for a while after you're behind cover, because on their screen, you aren't behind it yet. So yeah, pretty much I invented time travel, but that isn't even it. There are other methods of lag compensation. One of these is the dreaded client-side prediction, every developer's worst nightmare. Okay, but to stop cheaters, you need to make the game server authoritative. You might be thinking, what the hell does that mean? Well, it means that the server authoritates everything. Our good friend latency likes to mess this up, making movement delayed and sluggish. To stop this, we need to add client-side prediction. And this is how we do that. Now, if we only made it server authoritative, the movement would feel delayed and sluggish. So we really need to fix that. And time travel is not going to cut it this time. Instead, we're going to predict the future. When the player goes to move, we calculate its new position on the client, and we let the server calculate it too. Then we compare the calculations, and 99% of the time they're good, but that 1% is difficult. This 1% failure is mainly due to cheating or glitches, so we need to correct that position, which is difficult. Now, you're probably wondering, how did I implement all this into my game? I'll explain that now. Right now in my game Graphic Combat, everything except movement is server authoritative, which means I don't need client-side prediction. But what I do need is collider rollback. One of the most important things to know about my game is that I'm using Mirror for the networking solution. And since the last Devlog, I've updated Mirror. And in this new update, a new feature has been released that will save so many developers precious time. The Network History Collider. Mirror now has collider rollback built in. It is simple as adding a component. Now the hit detection of my game is way more accurate. But anyways, in conclusion, I would compare these lag compensation methods to little white lies, because the game devs are lying to everyone, but it benefits all of us. Also, that game I showed, Grapple Combat, I'm going to be streaming some map design for it, so subscribe and comment some ideas, because you don't want to miss it. It's going to be pretty cool. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. If you did, I like you diss me because nobody is liking, commenting, or subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this video, and thanks to Zippy Zach for helping with thumbnail and scripting, and thanks to Nam and Deck for the usual Chinese sweatshop business stuff,